Here's something that should bother you. When a homeowner in your town opens ChatGPT and asks for the best paver patio installer near them, it names three companies, and you're not one of them. Not because your work is worse, it's just because ChatGPT never even looked at your profile. I'm going to show you that live on a real city, and then I'm going to give you the exact reasons and how you should show up so that AI starts handing your name to buyers instead of the guys down the road. Here's why this matters more than another Google Maps tip. And I've made videos and optimized so many Google business profiles, and they're still the most important way to find buyers. But patio buyers have changed how they shop. Before they ever scroll the map pack, a lot of them are opening ChatGPT or they're reading the AI answer at the top of Google. They're letting it build the short list for them. And here's the part that should really get your attention because I'm seeing this with real leads that my clients are getting right now. Homeowners are not just searching anymore, they're standing in their backyard, taking a photo of it, and asking AI to redesign it for them. The AI hands them back a picture of their dream patio, and then they ask if the obvious next question, who near me can actually build this? If your business is not the answer to that question, the job is gone before you knew it even existed. So if the AI names three competitors and skips you, you did not lose at the quote. You lost before the homeowner clicked a single website. On a $30,000 patio, that is the whole ballgame. And this is not some future thing I'm warning you about. It's already happening today in your market. So let me show you what is actually going on under the hood. I'm in ChatGPT right now, and I'm going to ask if it, the way a real homeowner would. Who are the best paver patio installers in Charlotte, North Carolina? And this is what it comes out with. You can scroll all the way down and check the sources right here. So this is really important because it's pulling all of these landscapers from their web search that it just did. And you can see the exact sources where ChatGPT is pulling from. So of course it's going to grab from some business names, but it's also grabbing from different listings. So you can already see a bunch of third-party websites such as Home Advisor. You have expert.com. So you can click into all of these and sign up your business for these listings. A lot of them are going to be free. Some of them are going to be paid, but the paid ones are going to do more work for you. They're less likely your competition is going to join them just because they're paid. So they are going to be more impactful a lot of the time. And then other ones like Best Pros in Town, these are super easy to sign up for. This will help your Google business profile ranking, your Google ranking, and of course your AI ranking. So it is very similar to SEO. So this isn't some crazy new tactic or theory or anything. A lot of the best performing landscaping companies in the AI search are going to be the same companies that you're finding performing on Google search as well. Now watch what happens when I run the same search inside Google's own AI, the ever evolving Google AI search. So Google AI mode is pulling heavily from their own property, the Google business profile. You can see here the Charlotte pavers and stone actually was number one on ChatGPT as well. But as you scroll down, you can see it's pulling directly from GBP listings, the exact review. It looks very similar to the Google Maps. So ChatGPT is going to lean more heavily on third-party listings and third-party reviews. So if you can get reviews on these platforms as well, this is going to give you a big advantage. While the Google AI is mostly looking at its own Google business profile and Google Maps rankings and listings. So both of these are going to go hand in hand. So when you boil it down, there are three places AI looks before it recommends a hardscaper. It's basically what I call the three-layer base: profile, lists, and pages. So your profile feeds Google's AI. It does help with ChatGPT, but ChatGPT seems to be feeding more off of your listings. And your pages on your website feed all of them, the content on the website. So if you leave one layer out, you're not going to be doing as well as your competition. Now, before anyone sells you on something brand new thing called a AEO or GEO or whatever three letters they're using this week, but in general for local SEO, it's the same strategy. Most of the AEO GEO is overblown. This isn't a new game. It is good local SEO, helpful content, and proving that you are a real business in that area. The spammy link tricks that used to work, of course, have died off. What wins now is being genuinely useful and genuinely real, especially in AI age. So this is the whole secret. These three layers are just how you prove it to this Google machine and AI machine. So layer one is the base, the Google Business Profile. Most of you have probably made this, verified it, but you haven't filled it out. I have a full video on how to do this properly, but this is the first thing that you need to get correct. The main thing that I'm seeing is the primary category and the subcategories. Your primary category has to be the money category. You want to fill at least 4 to 6 or 7 categories and not just have one. So you need to have retaining walls. Think of all the different jobs that you would do. And then you want to use the ones that Google has given you as options because you can't just put anything. You have to think of what categories aligns with what Google's thinking, and then you'll have more doors for people to find you. And then second, your reviews need to say the words. A review that says, "They built us a beautiful paver patio in Myers Park" is worth 10 reviews that say, "Great job, highly recommend." Because Google AI, especially now more than ever, is reading those words to decide what you do and where you do it. 3 is your photos. Caption them. When you upload, name it for what it is. Paver patio, retaining wall. Google is now reading the image itself to confirm you actually do this work. Do those 3 and you have laid the base. And of course, you have to fill out the whole profile. You want to be giving updates once a week at a minimum. You want to be responding to all of your reviews. You want to be scheduling photos or posting new photos at least once every 2 weeks of real images of client work, especially videos. Videos show up very nicely on mobile, building more trust and click-through rate for your potential customers. If you want to see the video on how to fill out the Google Business Profile correctly the first time, there will be a link for that. And then next would be lists, or what I call citations or directories. This is one that most contractors won't find the time to do or don't know to do it. This is something that can be done pretty easily with a service or get someone else to do it for you. Easiest way to do this, it's not really a secret anymore. Claude, you can use Opus. You can honestly probably get away with using Sonnet if you don't want to use as many of your tokens. But in this example, please find me the 40 best places to list my hardscaping business in Charlotte, North Carolina. Things like citations, listings, websites to boost my trustworthiness with AI and Google. So once it's done here, you'll see it's given 40 solid places to list your hardscaping business specifically for that area because more often than not in 2026, location is the most important over just getting named in some blog. Of course, things like Google Business Profile, Bing Places, Apple Maps pretty much is these are going to be huge and super important. Building out Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, listing yourself on different maps is going to be extremely helpful as well. Of course, Yelp, the Better Business Bureau, all of these are going to help you. But there's also going to be location specific or niche specific. So anybody, any sort of business can set up their business on Yelp, but then there's going to be more home service specific, hardscape specific. So if you do a search, you're going to get authorized contract locator. So that is something I really wanted to point out. If you install a certain type of or work with a manufacturer, you want to check if they have a locator for someone like you, because the brand could give you a link or basically vouch for you that you're using their product. And a lot of hardscapers are going to miss out on this. This is a huge signal to Google, and it could help your SEO, your AI search. And one thing I'm seeing with how to get cited by AI quickly, even faster than your typical SEO showing up in Google Maps, is running a press release. I've seen companies that I've worked with show up in AI overviews within a couple weeks just by running a press release, setting up the website properly. So as much as possible, you're going to want to use if you want to set up a press release, you're going to want to announce some sort of new service, and it doesn't necessarily have to be new, but you want to say like a service that you offer, something that you're doing different. It has to be newsworthy, and you can kind of maybe you got to 100 reviews on Google, maybe you've served for 20 years. Anything can be newsworthy, and something like serving for 20 years is going to be a huge signal to AI and Google that they can trust you. That's a specific stat that is now going to be pulled by AI and say that your company has been around for 20 years. So just one release can put your name on dozens of these different websites, and not a lot of people are going to be seeing these websites. It only costs around $100, but AI will start pulling this because they're seeing it everywhere. This is something that can easily be done. So the last layer I'm going to be talking about, of course, layer 3 is the part that actually everybody sees, or maybe even less people see it now because people don't go to websites, but it's still so important. The decision's going to be made here, obviously, but AI is pulling all this information. So it's your own website. It feeds every one of these machines when a buyer asks something specific. So it needs to be giving these answers and be specific to your experience and your company and where you do it. So one page that genuinely answers how much does a paver patio cost in Charlotte with real ranges and what moves the price, how you work with prices. You don't have to give away all of your secrets, but being being honest and what goes into pricing not only gives that sense of trust with the buyer, but Google appreciates it, AI can cite it, and it builds more topical authority. So when the AI needs a specific answer, it quotes the site that gave one. Most hardscaper sites are all pretty photos, old content, zero answers, not specific. Maybe they generated it with AI without giving it any good information about where they work. The AI just grazes over that. It's not anything new. So you want to be the one that answered. This is helpful content that I keep coming back to. It's not a trick. It's just proof that you're a real business that knows what it's doing and can be trusted. And not to mention, this is the site that was showing up number one on ChatGPT and number one on Google AI search. So when I actually look at their sitemap, I can actually just type in after their URL /sitemap.xml, and it'll pull up the sitemap most of the time. So I can see here how many pages do they have, how many posts do they have. So it's very obvious and clear that they have more than just a couple pages. They talk about their services, they talk about their company, they even have supporting content. So it's not a secret why they're showing up number one in the AI search. So that is the 3-layer base of showing up for your hardscaping company on AI: profile, lists, and pages. And here's how you know it's working, because you need a way to measure that this is not guessing. So once a month, ask the same buyer question in all three: ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Claude, Google's AI. So I guess that was 4. The best paver patio installer in your city, or whatever service that you want to be providing, and write down one thing: did your name show up? That is your rank tracker for the AI era. There's other tools to do this more easily, but make sure to go in incognito so you're not getting the same answers or tailored answers. When you start landing on these lists and your profile is dialed in, you'll watch your name walk into those answers over about 60 to 90 days. So if you want to see where you stand right now, where your business shows up across ChatGPT, Google's AI, even the AI overviews, and the lists in your city, more importantly, where you are invisible, I will run it for you. It is the AI visibility teardown. We run the real searches for your market and show you which of the 3 layers is costing you jobs. The link is in the description, or you can just comment. Go see what the AI is saying about you, because your next patio buyer already is.